girls trek to Winsome Falls for a camping trip. Hold it! You know, the Legends of Magic series overall has had a pretty solid run, giving us glimpses into the past of Equestria's heroes, regaling us with interesting and unique adventure stories with some good moral dilemmas along the way. With today's episode, Campfire Tales, we actually see 3 of the Legends' backstories come to life, which has the potential to really build upon the various characters' lore already established in the comics. How does it do? Well, given their time frame, it's done okay, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, let's take a step back to the girls' camping trip, more specifically the bonding of Scootaloo and Rainbow Dash, who really are the main focus here. Or supposed to be anyway. Now, don't get me wrong, we do get Dash acting the big sister role and does a decent job of comforting the anxious Orange Pegasus, but I feel that emotional conflict was, for the majority of the story, pushed aside for these tales of glory, and you feel this weird disconnect as we're watching the girls tell their stories. What do I mean by that? Well, every pony wants to help Scootaloo reduce her anxiety in this situation, and you think with each anecdote that the storyteller would connect that tale to this situation in a way that would improve her morale. But Rarity and AJ don't really direct the moral towards Scootaloo, and it's not until the last story from Dash that somewhat calms her down. So technically, from an overall story execution standpoint, the first 2 legends are completely pointless. Now let's take another step back to Sleepless in Ponyville and why there was much more emotional weight. Until that point in the series, Scootaloo and Rainbow only mildly interacted with each other. Sleepless in Ponyville was the first time that Philly had anxiety hanging out with Rainbow Dash, wanting some pony to guide her, or as the Rainbow Pegasus put it,
So, you're looking for some pony to take you under their wing, huh?
she had fears that she wasn't worth Dash's time and could miss out on possible mentorship and bonding from her, a relatable conflict for those with anxiety of impressing their heroes. In Campfire Tales, Scootaloo's fears mostly derive from the creepy forest and cave. Admittedly believable, reminiscing on the bad memories from last time, but just didn't feel as impactful. Anyway, let's go on to actually discussing these 3 Campfire Tales. The first is with Rockhoof. Ironically, my favorite comic in the Legends of Magic series, here is undoubtedly the weakest segment. So we have this interesting dichotomy where in the comic we follow Rockhoof achieving his goal of joining the Mighty Helm, saw his downfall with the temptation of hanging with friends, to learning a lesson of balance and fun and life stability. Here we see his aspirations to join the Helm, but instead of a montage of training and overcoming numerous obstacles to go from a weak, scrawny stallion, he's just magically given this newfound strength.
A wizard did it.
And by the way, thanks to the Mighty Helm for just out-abandoning the town to their fate. The famed guards ponies of this time couldn't think of a solution, so they basically just said, see ya. Why did Rockhoof want to join these guys again? Miss Main's story is the best of the 3, as it was refreshing seeing this legend's world building. I always love when the show has diversity when introducing new locations. Here we have a beautifully done Chinese aesthetic village with an imperialistic culture.
I wasn't chosen to be Empress, you know. I took it! Just like I'm going to take everything else.
And even the ponies' designs are distinctively different with curved horns and pointier ears. It's little touches like that that flesh out the world of Equestria. Miss Main is a likable pony. We establish her character fairly early on. She's kind, wise, selfless in her great sacrifice, and has the magical prowess to back herself up. In a very unique battle, kind of reminding me of the Battle of the Bands from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Though sure, like all the other legends, this one told the most concise and interesting story. Finally, we come to the tale of Flash Magnus that told a very basic yet good military operation. Flash and Commander Ironhoof again are both likable characters, making logical decisions to save their comrades within the realm of the situation, and the segment overall has some great visuals and actions as Flash evades the dragons and utterly defeating them. Simple, but entertaining segment. Though the 3 legends could have easily been their own episodes, for the most part, 2 of the 3 told good stories in their limited time frame. This is a very unique episode, interesting framing device of Campfire stories, however, a little misguided in its focus back with the girls at times, but it's a decent episode. It's got enough world building and good visuals to entertain, though I'd highly recommend checking out the Legends of Magic comics to really see how these heroes really develop. Well, that's it for today, guys. Until next time, MC out!